Hello, hello, hello. Was that cat just dancing to the evil Ewok theme?
Oh,
Dude, it's a bop.
It slaps. Anyways, welcome back, guys. Cat and Terrastone. You know, they used to
hello there.
be. Cat's obviously a regular. It's been a while since either of us have been together. It's either me and Zach or Cat and Zach lately. Now all three of us are back, and it is finally a party. And to be included in this party is our favorite Australian brother, Terrastone, who's
Thank
a
you.
fellow
Thank
editor.
you.
Welcome. Thank you for popping on, dude. X-Wing will be joining us probably, around 5-ish, so an hour from now, if we go on that long, if there's a lot to discuss. But yeah, I think it's a good segue to just kind of maybe before we get into Kenobi, talk about what happened last week, with Star Wars Celebration. If Zach, if you want to enlighten us on how Giancarlo almost killed you with a box cutter.
We can get to that, but I want to hear. But you met the man himself. You met Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The General Kenobi himself. Yeah, it was I was just telling Kat, I was surprised kind of how skinny he was. And I guess I think the biggest thing was maybe, he really truly is like, in his like Tatooine, malnourished state or train spotters malnourished state. However you want to word it. I should have totally loaded the image in here to show everyone, but yeah, no, it was awesome. We kind of got a little bit longer with him. Generally, a lot of like the line moves really fast when you get photos with Ewan and also Sam Witwer, but Amanda gave him a big old hug, so it kind of lasted a little bit longer. I shook his hand, says, "Fair Jedi," just very nice. His Scottish accent is just so beautiful and amazing in every way. I kind of melted a little bit, in like the straightest way possible, though.
Should have asked him about sea otters.
I should have. I ended up just doing something for a friend. The Buckethead's creator asked me to ask him if he's seen Bucketheads, because apparently one of the DPs who worked on Kenobi knows Marco really well and said that he showed him a little snippet of it. Obviously, he said no and doesn't remember with his awesome accent of his. So I was just kind of like, I'm not going to push any further. And then the next person came on, but very nice guy. Awesome dude. Witwer was also really cool. Also,
yeah.
Amanda gave him a big old hug too, so we got a little bit longer. She also said, "I want you to go on the wrong side, and then I want to keep switching sides so we have longer with him." So we kind of did that for the photo op. He smiled too. Him and Ewan both smiled in our pictures, and I've noticed the general synopsis of a lot of people that were taking pictures with Ewan and Sam was they weren't really smiling. Everyone kind of behind us and a few people in front of us, Ewan was just like flat stone faced. So we lucked out a lot getting a smile out of him, I guess. I'll give that to Amanda. I don't think I did anything. I think if anything, he was like, I want this guy to get out of my face. But yeah, no, it was awesome. Such a great event. We obviously missed Kat a lot, but hopefully Kat can make a trip to London.
We're thinking about it.
She'll make it big time by next year, so we'll be good. But anyway, that's enough of me. I want to hear Giancarlo. Zach, take it away.
So anyone who's listened to this podcast knows that I'm like Breaking Bad is my favorite show of all time. So I signed up to get the photo op with Giancarlo, and I've seen pictures before where people will bring like box cutters. Like, spoiler alert for Breaking Bad, he cut somebody's throat with a box cutter. It's really awesome. And I just didn't think I'd be able to bring one into the event, so I didn't bring one. But the person in front of me in the line had one, and so they did the picture. And I posed with Giancarlo, and kind of as a joke, I was like, "Hey, I wish I had a box cutter." And he was like, "You should." He laughed, and he's like, "You should use his." And he's like, "Hey, can we use your box cutter?" And then the guy's not going to say no to Giancarlo, so he gave him the box cutter, and then this was the result.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was thrilled. That is a genuine smile. I was like,
dude, Amanda couldn't stop laughing. She was like, "That's so great." Like, she was like, "Oh, that's so cute. Good for him." And yeah. I was like, I was like, hell yeah, Zach. Good job, dude. You got the most out of your photo op for sure, man.
I did, and then he gave it back to me, and he's like, "Give this back to him and say thank you." It's like, "Yes, sir."
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah,
Oh.
I also met Sam Witwer and Ashley Eckstein, and she is like one of the nicest people I've ever met. Like, she's so
anything
nice.
too nice, it like freaks me out.
Like, she
I don't
was
know where
just
she gets her energy from.
I know.
Yeah, she's like a child.
Yeah,
literally.
but I told her, I basically thanked her for getting me back into Star Wars, because after the prequels came out, I kind of got into that phase where it's like, I'm too cool for Star Wars. I'm a 12-year-old man. And then the Clone Wars kind of got me back into Star Wars. So I was able to thank her for that. But it was awesome. It was a phenomenal event. And for all those of you who can go to London, you're going to have a blast next year.
Yeah, for all you European fans, definitely make a trip to go. It's definitely going to be, I heard through the grapevine, I mean, Amanda does all the research on this kind of thing, but I heard through the grapevine that the Excel Center is a little bit smaller than the Anaheim Convention Center. And it's a lot more intimate, and the tickets are like, they're not sold as, you know, not as many sold for that event as opposed to the Anaheim Convention Center event. So if anything, this might be, you might be able to see more people, more of like, you know, the cosplayers, the celebrities, the actors, the actresses, the directors, whatever, probably just kind of walking through, because it's a lot more low key and a lot more intimate of a setting, is from what I hear. So definitely, if you're in Europe, like close to the UK and Great Britain, definitely make the trip out. There's a lot of you that I guess messaged me that said you're from Scotland or you're from Ireland, that you're really excited to finally go to your first celebration. That's awesome, dude. I can't wait to kind of meet more people with accents. It's is really kind of my ultimate goal in life. But it's gonna be nice to visit Europe for sure. I'm excited, and Kat better go too.
I'm trying. I literally was so salty because I was like, you know, I said this in one of my reaction videos, I think to the first episode of Kenobi, because I went straight up AWOL this past month, to the point where people were probably like, why would you disappear leading up to all of this stuff? But I was shooting a film literally the week of Celebration. So some of you knew that we had tickets. Tom was still there. Maybe you caught him if you went, but Tom got to go. Unfortunately, I could not, but it was for a good reason. I was doing acting work, which is, of course, you know, what I'm trying to do for my career. So it was for a good cause. But I kept telling myself, I was like, you know, I only get to shoot this project once. I'm happy to be a part of it. I could go to Celebration any other time. And then literally, like, they announced next year's in London. And I was just like, you're kidding me. So
yeah, it was very interesting. A lot of people, I guess, that we were talking to when we were in the panel, that were asking, because like they go every year, and or every 2 years, and they were saying that it looks like it's going to be in Anaheim for like a long while. So I mean, I was like, oh cool, Kat can go to the next one, but then it was announced it's in London. I'm like, shit. Now she definitely better at least try to go, or we'll crowdfund her, we'll crowdfund her to go.
I am just gonna stream for super chats the whole time until this.
Yeah, we'll just do our 24-hour stream.
24-hour stream. Get Kat to London. Yeah,
for the whole podcast to be able to go.
Throwback to when we were gonna do that for charity, and now it's like, this is Kat's London.
We are going to do something like that at some point, but instead I kind of moved into a Kenobi tribute with a bunch of editors for charity, as Terrastone is familiar with.
Can you share more about that?
Yeah, you want to talk, Terrastone?
Yeah, well, it's in the early stages. We're just grabbing all of the editors together. Which, do we reveal them, or keep that a secret for now?
Yeah,
we got Smasher. We have Hero Fan Production. We have a new editor that we found, Crusade 558.
Oh, they're good.
I think Strider HD will be joining as well. And then I think we have Movie Trailer Entertainment, who does a lot of fan-made concept trailers as well. And of course, me and Alex. Is that everyone, or did I miss anyone?
Yeah, we might have one more in there somewhere. Yep. But yeah, it's a bunch of, you know, awesome editors are each going to do a minute, and it's probably going to be like a 7 to 10 minute just tribute on my channel. It's all going to be for charity, so it's going to be fun. I look forward to collaborating with everyone. Unfortunately, there's a lot of editors that don't like to collab. I talked to a lot of them, and they're like, I would love to, but, you know, I like to do everything, you know, on my own, as most artists, you know, unfortunately do. But it was great that we had the turnout that we did. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it will be a fun project.
Yeah, but anyway, congrats, Kat. I hope it all went well over in can you disclose where you were or no?
Oh yeah, we were shooting in Philly, so it was a
That's
fun
right.
time.
That's right.
Yeah, it was fun. It was no, it was an amazing week. I was just definitely salty seeing all the pics and all the content that was getting released at Celebration, and so I'm way backed up on reactions to all of the teasers and everything. Like the Stanley's mentioned, they dropped so much. I'm like, I have so much I need to react to.
I hope it didn't distract you from like your actual work.
No,
Okay.
definitely not. No, the hardest thing was I was shooting on Friday, and being on the East Coast already is a hindrance when it comes to the Disney Plus release times, because it comes out at like 3 a.m. So I was like, I definitely can't watch 2 hours of Kenobi when I have to be at work at 9 a.m. the next morning. So the hardest was not having watched Kenobi as soon as it came out on Friday, like I usually try to do. And not only that, but then having to not be on my phone the whole day and like cautiously avoiding the internet at all costs because I didn't want it to be spoiled. That was the hardest part for sure.
Gotcha.
So do we want to talk about some of those trailers before we dive into Kenobi?
Sure.
What did you guys think? Because I thought that there wasn't a single one that I looked at and was like, this doesn't look good. Like they all looked pretty good. I saw the
I thought the Andor trailer looked probably the best out of all of them,
yeah,
to be honest.
me too.
Like, honestly, this is including Kenobi. Andor looks like the best looking live action TV show I've seen. Like, visually, at least.
It looks like Rogue One.
Yeah,
it does. It looks brilliant. Like, the production value on Andor is what I wish we had for Kenobi.
I was thinking the same thing earlier today. Yeah.
Like, I feel like the volume which they've used for Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and Kenobi can be limited at times compared to shooting on location. Because if you compare, like, Kenobi, Boba Fett to Andor, you can't compare the two. Andor just looks so much better quality.
For sure.
It's more immersive. It just has that film look. Like Zach said, it looks like Rogue One. So as soon as, like,
looks like a cinematic experience, you know?
Like, absolutely. So I'm probably most excited for Andor just because we don't know anything about it. It seems like an original story. It looks like we saw even Coruscant and the Senate back, which Coruscant's my favorite planet. I love the prequels. So this show is just ticking all the boxes for me. So I'm so hyped for this show.
Zach?
Yeah, I mean, I think Andor looks like the best one. I think the Bad Batch looks great. I think I saw the leaked Ahsoka teaser, and that looks pretty darn good. I did not see the Mandalorian one, but you told me about it, and it sounds cool. And then the Tales of the Jedi looks like a cool little thing as well. I wish they were longer form episodes, but I'll take it.
I think they showed the first one, didn't they?
For what? For
Tales of the Jedi. I
really?
believe some people got to see the first episode.
Yeah, they showed the Ahsoka one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get in on that panel, but like the panel that I did, we got so lucky with this. We didn't get into anything. Like I think Zach really didn't either. I think
no, I didn't get
it. Was a whole lottery system.
Thing.
The whole celebration system was kind of messed up for a lot of people who paid the money to go. Because like to get into any of the actual really cool panels with everyone, it was all a lottery system. So if you got picked, you got picked. If you didn't, you didn't. You couldn't get in, or you had to sit in a standby line to hopefully get in. So it was unfortunate for a lot of people. Me and Amanda got really lucky. We got to go into the panel for the Mandalorian Plus panel. So we go in there. It's generally just very broad, just talking about everything Mandalorian and the new season and whatever. And then all of a sudden, everyone started coming on, and then they started mentioning, showing Ahsoka. The Ahsoka series, and then from there they went into a trailer. They showed the trailer, and then they brought on the new actress who's going to be playing. I always forget her name.
Sabine
Wren. Yeah, she came on, which is great. I think she looks exactly like her. That's really cool. I think great casting. I haven't seen a performance, but the trailer was magnificent. I think Zach got to see it for a little bit before it got taken down. When it was leaked. But seeing it on the big screen with a big crowd reaction, everyone was freaking out. It was great. It felt like Star Wars again. It's very crazy, honestly, how everything that Dave and John do feels great and looks great. So I'm very excited for anything that they're kind of going to be going into moving forward. We saw Hera too in the trailer, which is very, very cool. Only the back of her head, you didn't see her face. I don't actually know who's cast as her, but she looks great. I'm excited to see the whole Rebels crowd, older, and not like a bunch of kids. So it's going to be really exciting to kind of see that all fleshed out. What's been going on this whole time. Just Ahsoka being Ahsoka, and then the whole Rebels crew all together again, which is going to be really cool to see.
I'm
the
really
Mandalorian.
curious to see.
Yeah, the Mandalorian trailer was also really great. They didn't show a whole lot, but they did show a lot. I think the trailer that we got to see was a longer form of the shorter trailer they showed on Thursday. So they showed 2 trailers. Thursday was like I think a 45-second one, and then the one that we got to see was like a minute 30-ish. Really awesome shots of Bo-Katan on the throne in Mandalore. Fucking beautiful. Like, it looked so good. The acting looks amazing. A lot of kind of hints at kind of where it's progressing, and then obviously the ending shot of the trailer is Din kind of flying over in his starfighter, looking down at the destructed ruins of the Mandalorian fountains or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but along those lines is what it was. So that was really cool. But yeah, overall, I think that panel was great. That kind of made it all worthwhile. It was kind of sucked that it was a little exclusive for a lot of people that didn't get to see it, even if they went to Celebration, they didn't get to see the trailer, which is kind of unfortunate. I would assume that they would have showed it at like the Star Wars live stage, which is where they show everything kind of after it's already been shown. But
I was gonna say I really like the Star Wars live stage because I didn't get to go any panels, but I did. I was like right up there when Hayden and Ewan came on
you got
stage.
so lucky. Dude, talk about that, bro. I missed it. I'm so pissed.
Yeah, so they had this like hour-long, because sometimes they'll show the the lesser panels, like they were showing the High Republic panel for an hour, and like everybody walked away from the stage, like, and I was just like, my legs hurt. I'll just sit down and like kind of just watch the panel. And I was scheduled to have the photo op with Giancarlo at 4:30 on Thursday, and it was like 4:15, 4:20, and they were setting up for an interview. They had 2 chairs, and I was like, could this be Ewan and Hayden? I'm just gonna stay here. I'm gonna push it really close to my time to get the photo op, and I'm just gonna see who comes out. And if it's not Hayden and Ewan, I'll go get in line for my photo op. And then it's Ewan and Hayden, and like everybody goes nuts. I'm like right up there, like probably like 10 feet away from them, and it's like it was so cool. Like, it was probably the coolest moment that I had at Star Celebration. Like, it was like seeing my childhood like 10 feet in front of me. Like, it was
I'm gonna cry just thinking about that. Like, just hearing you describe that is making me emotional.
I remember I texted Zach. I was like, is there anything interesting going on over at the live stage? And Zach was like, no, it's just a High Republic books or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm out. So we left that day. I think, was that Friday?
It was Thursday.
It was Thursday. Oh, it was the first day. Yeah, I was like, we had enough walking around. My feet hurt, and we left and got drinks and ate food. And then I get a fucking message like an hour or 2 later from Zach showing Ewan and Hayden walking on stage, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then I just was like sitting there sulking for like a little bit, and then I was like, okay, well, at least one of us got to see it.
At least you got to meet him, though. I mean, I will say, like, you can watch the interview that they did on the Star Wars channel, but like, you don't get like they definitely like quiet the crowd noise. It was so loud. I've been to sports events and stuff. I've never felt energy like that. Like, everybody was losing their minds for Hayden and Ewan, and like they were loving it on the stage. Like Ewan at one point was like directing the crowd. He was like point to one direction and everybody would cheer, and then he would point there, and then the guy interviewing was like, Ewan, you put your hand in your pocket, buddy. He's like, sorry. And then like they got interrupted by the crowd like 12 times because we were just like cheering for them and applauding.
Wow.
We got a Hayden chant going, and it was like,
oh my god.
It was.
You were at the very front too, dude. You were like right up there. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. It was fun. It was phenomenal.
You got to feel Ewan's breath.
I wouldn't go that far. I wish.
I was smelling him. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Rogue Disney. We just talked about that. It was a great trailer. I'm really excited for it. I think once like we hear more about Ahsoka, I'll probably be more excited for Ahsoka. But the shots and like the way that the season 3 is going to look, it's going to be way darker than the other 2 seasons.
I wish Star Cabal loved me as much as I love you guys.
I was thinking, where's love
no,
for
Zach, we're one person. I think that's the point.
Oh, you're AD and I'm edits.
Yeah.
Okay.
The underscore separates our names. Your first name is Edits, and my first name is AD.
Yeah. Well, shall we get into the meat of it?
Yes.
Let's do
it.
What everybody's here to see. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is it good through first 3 episodes? What do you guys think?
I think it's good.
I'll let Terrace.
Okay.
Yes,
I think it's a
sir.
good show. So the first 2 episodes, I'm going to be honest, I gave them a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a strong start, but I thought there were some areas which were executed not so well. The first thing that comes to mind is the Leia chase scene.
Yeah.
Like, come on, she's 10 years old, and they just it felt like a Home and Alone scene. You know, they just couldn't capture Leia. They kept bumping into trees, and they were taking their time to try capture her. So I thought scenes like that weren't executed as well as they could have been for a Star Wars standard. But then we get to the 3rd episode, and just the opening of the 3rd episode, I knew we were in for a banger. Like, come on, Vader suiting up, the music, them cross-cutting between Obi-Wan and Vader. I knew we were in for a treat, and I did not disappoint. I know some people weren't fans of the Vader and Obi-Wan fight scene, and I can see where they're coming from, but I liked it. The only part I didn't like was the location it was shot on. I was discussing this with Alex before, and it was shot on like a construction site that looked like it was from planet Earth. That kind of took me out of the fight a little bit, but I did look past it. But I just thought they could have went to a more interesting looking planet. It reminds me of that planet from The Mandalorian as well, which looks like planet Earth as well. So that took me out of it a little bit because it gave me like fan film type vibes. But apart from that, I love this episode. An easy 9 out of 10. The scenes of like Vader making Obi-Wan burn, that got me good. You know, he wanted to make Obi-Wan suffer how he suffered on Mustafar. So that was a really good scene. So yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying the show. So excited to see where it goes.
I think I'll build off of kind of your point. I think overall, I'll start with episode 3. I didn't hate how it unfolded. Like, I actually really liked the direction. I liked everything that kind of happened and the way it happened. It was just more like the production quality and like the set design that took me out, like you said. I didn't like the way I guess the sabers didn't look right to me. A lot of, I guess, dialogue that could have been wasn't there. I was missing a little bit. We'll probably get that in the next fight, so I'll give it, a little bit the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was just in shock and couldn't say anything, which is fair. PTSD, overwhelming, whatever. There's a lot of things that Obi could have said that he didn't, which, whatever. I'll give that the pass. The ending with the fire scene, that seems that, I guess, my video that I just posted, like with a re-edit, everyone was like really pissed off about how Vader didn't just like use the Force and grab Kenobi and blow the fire out. But like, I guess in my sense, it was all just too easy for him, and he doesn't like it to be too easy in that way because he lost already on Mustafar. He wanted a real fight, and he didn't like how weak he was, and it wasn't satisfying for him. So what was satisfying, I guess, in his eyes was, oh, looks like that he has allies. Maybe he can get back to his normal self, and we can meet again. In his eyes, I don't see him as being, unable to walk through fire. I doubt that was the direction that Deborah was even looking at. It's like, oh no, the fire is going to stop him after he literally created the fire and pushed him into it. His suit's also more than capable of handling fire, I'm sure. So I don't think that was the direction. I think it was more like it was all just way too easy, and he didn't want it to end that way. He'd rather have Kenobi suffering with his fear and his turmoil. So that was my approach. I'd give episode 3 kind of the saving grace of the series so far. 2 was better than 1. 1 was great in the beginning. Anything with Uncle Owen was amazing. I just loved Edgerton. He's such a great actor. Reva has been getting better. I didn't quite. Her character seems kind of one, like, instead of it being like a multifaceted character as most Star Wars characters are, she's very one-sided right now. It was fleshed out a little bit, I think, in episode 3, where she saw the Jedi symbol sign and was a little bit kind of hesitant and maybe a little upset. Like maybe she's like remembering her past. I'm assuming that she was the youngling in episode 1 in the beginning. That's what I'm assuming happened. So it's going to be kind of like one of those things. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is I really don't want Reva to be the reason why Obi-Wan escapes and goes back to Tatooine. I'm worried that Reva's going to turn or something, because I remember I was just looking at the trailer footage again, and Reva's on Inquisitorius deflecting blaster bolts, and I'm assuming that she's deflecting stormtroopers. So I don't know if she turns and helps Obi-Wan. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. I would rather her just kind of realize that she's made too many mistakes in her life and maybe realizes and gets cut down by Vader the same way that I guess Trilla did. I don't know. We'll see. But so far, I mean, overall, I'd give it like about a 7 right now. Not quite an 8 for some reasons, but a lot of like the haunting vibes from episode 3 really saved it for me.
Kat?
Yeah, I think I can't fully formulate how I feel about the show, because I feel like I am still just so in the phase of like, I can't believe any of this is happening, that I can't make a true fair judgment of it, because I think I just inevitably am going to be biased and be like, I don't care, I love it, we're finally getting it, and I just can't process that it's real. But I kind of agree. I agree with what Tara and Alex are saying. My biggest qualms are with some of the landscapes as well. The set, it feels very much. I know they're trying to find a balance between like prequel vibes and original trilogy vibes, but I feel like it's just getting lost in the fact that some of these sets are not believable in comparison to like Mandalorian, where things feel more fleshed out. My biggest qualm being during the showdown with Kenobi and Vader in this past episode, that just looked so staged. I just could not get over, like, this looks like what you would do if like you were trying to construct like a production, like if like a fan production, perhaps, not even, and I don't mean that to sound horrible, but like it was just like, how convenient, a big open triangular space with like bordered with some like other set pieces. Like it just felt very staged. I would prefer for their showdown to be like somewhere else. I don't know. It was just like, oh look, Kenobi escaped to this big wide open space. There's definitely going to be something happening, like particularly in the scene where Vader lights the fire. But that is like a minuscule criticism compared to how I like truly feel. Like I'm just so blown away by the fact that this is all happening. I think Ewan's performance has been stunning. I think they have done a phenomenal job of somehow generating even more fear around Vader than I thought was even possible. Like he is an absolute menace, demonic, terrifying. I'm shocked by how dark they've gone with some of this, with him literally snapping necks and dragging people. Yeah. Yeah. Like to the point where it was almost difficult for me to even rewatch the final act of episode 3, particularly watching Kenobi burning in the flames. And I think that scene in particular really resonated and showed how much Ewan McGregor had done his homework, because it seems like his screams were like identical almost to like Hayden's in Revenge of the Sith. It was just such a good parallel, and I was like, I just can't believe this is happening, and it was just so hard for me to even rewatch it. So I think I think my complaints and my, not even complaints, just my minuscule critiques are like so small compared to how I actually feel about the show, and I think the best is still yet to come. So I'm enjoying it so far. Like I truly am loving it, and still just can't believe that any of this is even happening.
Yeah, it's really it's so hard to really pass criticism when you don't have the full puzzle. You know, you just have pieces here and there. And we are 3 episodes in. I believe we're halfway through, right? So now this is where we start kind of realizing where it's headed. Kind of like the same with Boba Fett. So we'll see kind of how the next episode kind of feels with all of us and resonates with all of us, and whether or not things are explained a little bit better. Reva's character is fleshed out a little bit more. And then what happens with Leia, that whole situation. As long as it's not just so extremely easily predictable, that's kind of my my biggest qualm so far, is that a lot of it's pretty predictable. But like anything with flashbacks, anything with really cool cinematography, or him seeing Hayden, or just him bringing up Padme for the love of God, or bringing up Satine or something. There's just something that there's so much potential here that can be really utilized, and I hope that they do that in the next couple episodes. I'm going to give him the benefit. Like I said, I'm giving Kenobi the benefit of the doubt for not saying anything to Vader at all, pretty much, other than "What are you?" Or "What have you become?" I don't remember what the exact line is. But yeah, he and then Vader says, "I am what you made me." That was like, those were great lines. I just figured maybe that wasn't the best time for Obi-Wan to open up, because he's still just in shock. So it's fair. I'm gonna be okay with that. Do you guys want to talk? There's a lot of people talking about the plot holes and issues with the original trilogy. I don't necessarily know if I feel the same way as what a lot of people are saying. I originally said in the beginning I really did not want to see him fight Vader personally. I would have much rather of it been the first time they've seen each other in A New Hope. But after seeing this and seeing A New Hope again, I realized, like, Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan really isn't surprised to see him in that form. Like, he isn't like, oh my God, you're a machine. He already knew, obviously, from now that it's canon, for seeing him beforehand, which, I guess is okay. It's just, I guess, everything that kind of proceeds from here on in the second fight, and what actually gets fleshed out and what doesn't, and whether or not, I guess Vader still considers himself the learner 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. But anything else that you guys heard in terms of plot holes that's going on?
Wait,
right
can
now?
we talk about Grand Inquisitor?
Yeah,
Yes,
I want
yes,
to
that's
give
big
my overall thoughts first. You skipped me,
Yes,
you
of
son of a
course.
Yeah,
bitch.
Zach, please. I want to hear what Zach has to
Oh,
say.
sorry, Zach. Go ahead,
Yeah, I feel like
you son of a bitch.
I haven't said anything. I haven't said anything about this show yet, so this is like the first time I felt not gonna like it.
Alex, did you do that?
I'm sorry. He called me a son of a bitch. I had to. Go ahead, Zach.
Wait, what?
Oh, I kicked you,
like
and then brought you back in the
got
stream.
kicked up.
Oh, sick, man. That's really sick. Anyway,
Oh my God.
I am what you made me. Alex. Anyway, I feel similar about the production value to what you guys have said. Like, totally valid complaints. It does look really bad at sometimes. The blocking is kind of gross at sometimes, and the editing is kind of bad at sometimes. But Ewan McGregor is so freaking good in this role that I do not care about. Like, I don't care. Like, it's just, it outweighs everything for me. And like, it's not even like any of these big moments. It's like the quiet times where he's talking to Leia about her mother, or like talking about his family, what he remembers from his family. Like, that was such a beautiful moment. And it's just like, I don't know, like, I recognize that there's technical flaws, and I recognize that some of the writing hasn't been the greatest, but it's just like, like Kat said, I can't believe that this is happening. Like, 10-year-old me would be like beaming right now that this is, we're being able to see these characters again. And Vader, God, like, what can I say about Vader? Like, they nailed Vader. Like, Vader is perfect. And it feels, I don't know if you guys got this sense, but like, I'm associating Anakin Skywalker a lot more with like this iteration of Vader than I ever have before. Like, it feels like we are watching Hayden, but like, it really feels like this is the direct continuation of the Hayden that we got, or the Anakin we got in the prequels. And I love that, but it's by no means perfect, but I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah, let's talk about James Earl Jones's voice too.
I'm assuming they modulated, like, it's him, but they edited it.
Yeah, they made it like like you notice how Rogue One he had like a really raspy voice, and in this one he sounds more like like a New Hope Vader, or Revenge of the Sith Vader, it's just great. Like, I'm so happy they did that, because it sounds great.
Yeah,
They've nailed the voice.
It does sound straight from the originals, which is awesome. I finally earned Starkaball's love.
Yeah, as long as we have as long as Zach has Starkaball's love, he can move on in life.
That's all I wanted.
The only thing that doesn't sit with me right now is the soundtrack. It doesn't really fit, most notably during Vader and Ben's confrontation. I agree 100%.
I agree.
Like the biggest, I guess one of the biggest problems I've had in Star Wars lately, as of late, after the prequels, has been soundtrack. And it just, like, really, truly, Star Wars is the soundtrack. The soundtrack creates the environments. The soundtrack creates everything. There was one good track that me and Zach noticed when Kenobi is leaving that training ship.
Oh yeah, the Mapuzo track. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's a great track, and that's like the first like amazing track I've heard so far. I really don't like Kenobi's outro theme. I felt like Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian are far superior in that regard for feeling Star Warsy and living in the environment. The Kenobi theme feels very generic. A lot of the fight scene music feels very generic. It feels very made for TV, and it's very upsetting that they're doing that for Star Wars, because Star Wars is not like a TV show. It's a cinematic experience, and they need to treat it that way. However expensive it may be, they're getting more than enough money. They really need to step it up in that department for sure.
I honestly thought some of the best music was in the intro, the first 3 minutes of episode 1, where they had a recap of like the prequels. Like the music in that was like so legit. I was like, let's freaking go. Like it was so epic and high stakes and intense. And I was hoping that it was like a preview of what the soundtrack was going to be like for this show. So I'm hoping we hear some more of those, like extremely. I just want the epicness, like Battle of the Heroes, Duel of the Fates. Those are epic to me. Like, and they set the bar and the stakes so high. I'm hoping that we get like some of that in what I anticipate is going to be, assuming there's going to be another confrontation between Kenobi and Vader before the end of this series.
Do you guys? Oh, sorry, Terrence, go ahead.
Yeah, I miss hearing the prequel soundtracks. I feel like there's so many opportunities where they could have used just even some similar notes of the prequel soundtracks, or just use one of the tracks in its entirety, and they didn't do it. Like it's just, it's very lacking. Like yesterday, a bit of the Vader fight scene, I just added a prequel soundtrack over it, and it worked so much better. I'm like, wow, this is hype.
Wait, is that on your channel?
No, it was just like a little edit I did. I could probably send it somewhere, but it almost worked too well, which made me upset that we didn't get it. I'm like, man, I'm really hoping in the next episode we get something like that. Like, it's just a bit lacking the soundtrack.
Oh no, we've got the overpriced tender thing. God damn it,
dude!
They love our stream.
They come back every time. Please, mods, do something.
Kill them. Kill them now.
Zach and Alex, aren't you guys mods?
I keep trying to block it, but it doesn't.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
So as long as everyone else is blocking it. Anyway, on that note, do you guys remember what I said on the first teaser trailer? I was like, it worried me that we were hearing Duel of the Fates in a trailer, because I feel like it's gonna be like Rise of Skywalker, where they play the music but they never actually use the music. And that's exactly what happened here. I was right. I hate that I'm right.
We got 3 episodes to go.
I don't think they would use Duel of the Fates for that beat down of that wasn't a duel. That was like a teenage kid running away from Jason Voorhees. Like
I was more so like saying, like, in terms of any soundtrack, I don't think Duel of Fates would have fit there at all. I just feel like if they would have used, I don't know, Padme's funeral, for example, in that scene, would have been great. It's like slower pace, just sad. He's getting burned alive, which is devastating. That's not meant for like a gnarly space opera mall theme. You know what I mean? It's sad. So I mean, I just feel like they need to utilize a little bit more. But it doesn't surprise me that they used Battle of the Heroes, Duel of Fates in a trailer, and they haven't used any variation or any notes, as Terrastone said, at all so far. So I don't know.
I really do think that if they had used more of the prequel tracks, I think the people who are lukewarm on it might have a more favorable view on it, because we talked about this before, but music is like a third of Star Wars. Like it's so important, and if you're missing that iconic component, you're not going to get an iconic product, I think.
Yeah, Vader in town was awesome. I agree. That was like the horror vibe that they showed Vader was something I've always wanted to see. So I'm very happy they did that. That almost kind of seemed like something that, like, I don't know, like the dragging and like the throwing would that feels like something that like Tarantino would do. Like it just kind of seems like
Yeah.
the very over the top, even the neck snapping, like it just like the little things like that are just like
Violence.
you just need that. You just needed to see that. And I remember I watched after the episode, and as I was editing, I watched the End of Theory's watch party stream, and he was saying it didn't sit well with him. He didn't like the way Anakin, or I guess Vader was handled, and he felt like he wasn't ferocious enough. And I'm just like,
What?
I'm like trying to understand, like,
killed a kid.
He wanted more.
I guess he wanted more in the way he was handling Kenobi. And I'm like, dude, he was just messing around with him the entire time.
He knew he had the upper hand. He was totally trolling. Like
he was
just toying with him.
Yeah, like
yes.
he I guess maybe he didn't think that Vader would do that, but it's just like I was trying to figure out his perspective. I'm not gonna try to start an argument. I would want discourse if he were here, just so I could kind of, because if anything, he knows more about Star Wars than most people, and he's like a diehard Anakin fan. So it's like I'd be curious to see what maybe he's like relaying it more like the comics Vader or something, as most people are, and how he's portrayed there. But I don't know. But very interesting. I was very happy with how he was shown. I felt like the duel was a little slow, but I like I said, it's okay. It gives me the benefit of the doubt. It feels more like A New Hope, and Kenobi isn't himself at all. There was one comment about the whole, if you don't use the Force for a long time, you just kind of lose the abilities and your connection. And I guess they were kind of relaying that to Yoda, just all of a sudden kind of coming out of the woodwork and lifting the X-Wing no problem. It's like, well, wouldn't Yoda have a hard time doing that? And I'm like, well, we don't know if Yoda wasn't practicing. Maybe he was, because he was kind of isolated. Like, why wouldn't he be using the Force in that regard? So that was one comment that I saw that was getting a lot of traction. So I figured I would relay that here to see what you guys think.
I'm fine with it. I think it makes sense. For someone like Yoda, who's lived for like 900 years, I feel like he's fully on board with like the Jedi Order, like nothing will ever shake his faith. Obi-Wan is like, he's one of the most like faithful Jedi ever, but like, think of like how this has affected him personally. Like, it's more than just losing his order. Like, his student, like his brother, turned on them, killed them all, and then turned into this horrible being that he had to he thought he killed. Like, he thought he failed completely. So yeah. It makes sense to me. And honestly, this is like probably the crux of why I like the show, is because the handling of Obi-Wan's character, I think, is organic and it's true to how he should be feeling. And also Ewan McGregor's nailing it.
Absolutely.
100%. No, I remember hearing Ewan describe in an interview, he said, like, seeing like Darth effing Vader in front of you, like, that strikes true fear. Like, I'm not even acting in that scene. It is genuine fear.
Yeah.
And you could see it, like, he has a truly tough role, like grappling with all of the emotions. And like, this is one of my favorite parts of the show. And Zach, this is something that we talked about, that I know you were hoping for, like seeing the discovery on screen that he is learning that Vader is alive again, like that. I can't even fathom having to like perform that, and he's just been doing an absolutely incredible job having to take that all in and then mask it in front of Leia and keep his cool together. But then he has these phenomenal moments where you can see his true fear like slip in, and that is what I have wanted from this show. And seeing him in this state, this character, like, I've wanted to see him anxious and like afraid for his life, and I feel like we totally felt that in this episode, particularly when he is like when Vader comes into the town and they're looking out the window and they see him choking people out and women down the street, and he looks at Tarla and he's like, get her to Alderaan. Like that interaction when these two adults are both extremely fearful right now, like that scene gave me mega chills. Like, that was maybe one of my favorite parts of the episode, seeing the genuine fear in his eyes and like knowing what he has to do to protect Leia at all costs, but also knowing like he has to face Vader, and like seeing him just like absolutely obliterating the pedestrians as he's making his way. Oh my gosh. I think.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was more intrigued and more like immersed in any scene where Ewan had PTSD or any scene where it was more intimate and more about his psyche rather than the fight. And I mean, it's sad that that's the result of kind of how I felt about it, but that just proves how great of an actor he is, really. And I'm excited to see it moving forward for sure.
I do want to discuss, because I know people have a lot of mixed feelings on this. When Obi-Wan found out Anakin Skywalker is still alive, how did Reva know about Anakin being Darth Vader? That was a big point.
Yeah, I have a short coming out about that tonight, but
Okay.
I guess I can say it here. I think that in the opening scene where you see the younglings, I think that one of the oldest one is, I think, probably going to turn out to be Reva. I mean, she's wearing a distinctly different color than all the other younglings. She's older than all the other younglings, and I think she's gonna see Hayden, or I mean, not Hayden. She's gonna see Anakin going ham on some Jedi, and then she's gonna get captured or something, and then she's basically gonna put 2 and 2 together. Like, Darth Vader comes out of nowhere. He's leading Anakin's 501st Legion. He's got this burning hatred for Anakin's former master. Like, you don't have to be a detective to kind of put it together, you know. Like, Tarkin does it. I know Tarkin's very smart, but I think it's definitely not as far-fetched as a lot of people think, if you really think about it.
If that is the explanation, that would make complete sense to me.
Yeah, because like,
no issues with that.
Why else would you show that scene with the younglings? That's like, it's so out of place right now to me. I'm assuming we're going to revisit it and it's going to shed more light on it.
Dude, Anakin walking the Jedi Temple.
I hope we see that.
I hope so too.
It'd be so crazy.
When
but
we
anyway,
first saw it, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's a lot of you in here. Be sure to drop the like button. And I was gonna ask Zach if you wanted to throw out a poll just to see what everyone thought that's in here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
maybe
you want to grade the episode? Okay.
Yeah,
like maybe 1 through 5 or whatever the options are. If you want to drop that in there. We were going to talk about the Grand Inquisitor, and we kind of got sidetracked. Do you guys want to talk about that? No, I'll let you guys take it away.
I mean, I think he's alive. They've kind of beat around the bush, you know. That he cuts Reva off right as she never says, you know, he'll pay for the Grand Inquisitor's death. The fact that they're all kind of, I think that he is alive but gravely injured, based on the way they're all talking about inheriting the throne or who's next in line for the title of Grand Inquisitor. It's like, they probably all think he's going to bite the dust, but he probably makes a comeback. I don't know.
We see him in Rebels, so he has to survive.
He has to be alive.
I don't understand why there's so many people. They're like, wow, they really just killed the Grand Inquisitor.
Wow, woke, whatever. You know, it's like he's alive. I have a strong feeling that maybe Vader knows that he's still alive, but he's just kind of playing Reva right now. And then, you know, the Grand Inquisitor goes and follows Reva because maybe she's just a really good tracker, so they're using her to get. And then the Grand Inquisitor is just going to kill her or something. That's how I wouldn't mind that to be kind of the ending of her story. I don't want her to turn good. I don't want this to be like an Eden Versio. I'm tired of that. I'm really tired of that. No, not everyone can just be good. Yeah. I'd rather her just be set in stone with her beliefs and her indoctrination. I don't want her to just sweep her character all of a sudden. That's gonna
like what you said, like Trilla, they did it phenomenally with Trilla. Like, she was diehard bad dark side for the majority of it. Has a split second where she doesn't become good again, but she just taps back into her humanity a little bit, and then that's it. Like, and it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, like, a great character.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's already been done with her character, so it's like, can they reuse that? But I agree completely. Like, I can see this going down a path because I like Reva's character, honestly. I know people are on the fence about it, and I can see the argument that it's not super dimensional yet, and it is a little bit one note with just her fixation and her, like, ultra enthusiasm and just, like, almost obsession with finding Kenobi. But I really have been dinging it because she comes across as extremely menacing. Like, it did a good job for me of establishing how much of a threat she is with just 2 episodes. So, but I would hate to see someone so hell-bent on capturing Kenobi, like, just flips so easily. Like, she's
Yeah.
almost too obsessed for me to even believe that she would have a redemption arc at this point. I don't know.
She just doesn't look the part, also, really. And to throw this out there, you know, all of like the piece of shit racists out there. That's not what I'm saying at all.
No,
I don't. It has
yes.
nothing to do with her skin color at all. It's all about the character. When I discuss these things, and we do not condone anything that's been going on lately on her profile or anything. It's wrong. Never attack the actress. Always attack the character. So I think obviously most villains are very multifaceted in Star Wars. So I think that's what a lot of us have problems with, and I think that's going to be fleshed out. Obviously, we can't be extreme critics yet, but I just can't. I can't quite get around the all the kind of hate in general over the entire show right now. The audience score is like really low on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
It's in the
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
53%
surprises me a
last time I
lot, to be
checked.
honest.
Yep.
I feel like
It's
now I'm one
just
of I'm
review
on the other side of
bombs.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it all shapes up. But
It makes me really sad.
I will say I regardless of whether the hatred for Reva is about the character or the actress because you're a racist piece of shit or whatever, I don't like this is like my least favorite part of the Star Wars fandom is they get so obsessed with like a character they don't like and then they just beat it like a dead horse for like months. And it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't like Reva. I don't think she's a very good character, but I'm not obsessed with her. I'm giving her a chance to turn it around. It's only halfway through. I'm just tired of like every comment on like every video I have is like, it's the Reva show. Like, I don't like Reva. Like,
It's
how does Reva know about like blah, blah, blah. It's like, guys,
go
you
woke,
don't
go
like
broke.
her. You don't like her. That's fine. But like, I'm just like, it's just too much. Like, I don't know why there's so much like focus on Reva. Like, she's not the worst character in Star Wars. She's not the best, but I don't like.
She's also not finished.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And she was better in episode 3. Like, I definitely thought she was
I
better.
really liked her in episode 3, to be honest. Well, not really liked. I liked her more than the other 2 episodes so far.
Yeah.
No parkour unnecessariness, which is great.
I liked her parkour.
No jumping forward backflips. So that's great.
It was just like you're playing Fallen Order. It's just sort of jumping in the backflips while doing parkour.
Yeah, but that's also a game.
Yep.
You know.
But as you were saying, Alex, I am worried about her turning good because there's a lot of foreshadowing of that happening. As you mentioned her before, she like looked at the Jedi symbol and had a bit of a you know, how you go moment. Also, I'm not sure if you picked up on this, but after Vader brutally snapped the kid's neck, the camera quickly cuts to Reva, and she has a bit of a she's like, ooh, a bit too far, you know, that type of reaction.
Which is
so I'm
kind
like,
of weird.
This is foreshadowing that she may turn good. So I'm worried, but
I hope
obviously
not.
we haven't seen the show yet, so fingers crossed.
I also think the other Inquisitors are absolute morons. Like, I think the show's doing them dirty. Like, why are they so passive? Like Reva's acting, I feel like how all the Inquisitors should be acting, like aggressively threatening townsfolk, cutting a random woman's hand off. And the other Inquisitors are like, whoa, it's not cool to hurt innocent people. It's like, bitch, that's what you do. You hunt down.
They don't have a moral compass.
Yeah. I feel like they should only be like that when they're around Vader, like very subdued and you know, because Vader's doing everything. But like when Vader's not there and it's just them 3, like to be very passive and whatever. I was like thinking about this when I was watching that first episode. I was like, you know, maybe it's just because, you know, they don't have control of that area, and there's still a lot of like, I guess, powers, if you will, that they want to gain trust in and be able to take control over. And if you start just ruthlessly destroying things, like Palpatine was never a ruthless destructor. He kind of was very calculated. So it would make sense that he wants everyone under his rule to be very calculated and not just, you know, killing things for the sake of killing things. Because in a way they are like a very, I guess, strict, well thought out, well planned empire. They're not a bunch of pirates, which is, you know, I guess that's kind of how I was thinking about it. But still, the characters like I don't, is it the third sister? The fifth sister? Who's the other
brother?
chick? The other chick, and then
was it the second
brother?
sister?
No, second sister? Yeah, she has like 2 lines.
One of
so
the
far.
sisters.
She hasn't really said much at all, and she looks really cool. I would love to see her actually do something.
She's Miss Exposition. They've designated her with exposition.
Yeah. It's kind of
Hopefully we'll
sad.
see her more in the other episodes.
You said you wonder if we will or what?
No, hopefully we will.
Oh yeah, see her actually do something.
Mhm.
I mean, I think Reva will kind of be alone with Leia, and then Leia might bring out her good side or something, and then go and save Obi-Wan at Inquisitorius or something. I hope to God that's not what happens, but I'm feeling that, and if that happens, I'm gonna be so upset, and it's gonna really
Same.
ruin 3 episodes for me.
Because as you said in the trailer, she's deflecting red laser bolts,
Yeah.
which are stormtrooper laser bolts. So it's really worrying.
It could be Indira
I
Varma's
got a bad
character
feeling
shooting
about
at her,
this.
though.
True.
That's a lot of bolts, though.
Maybe they have help.
But there's also a shot in the trailer where the stormtroopers raise their guns, which that could honestly
it could be
for
a
anything.
misdirection. Yeah,
it could be a misdirection.
Or it could be a deleted scene that's never in it.
True, they do that.
Which they do a lot.
Can we give Leia's actress some credit? Like, I think she's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah,
she's doing a really good
job. She brought out Kenobi talking about how he had a brother, and the way.
I feel like that's overlooked. Obi-Wan has a brother. No one's speaking about this.
Obi too.
I think this is kind of I made the same joke. No, I think that's kind of a big thing. Like Obi-Wan having a brother, I never even considered that a possibility.
Yeah,
it makes me think of other Jedi now. Does Anakin have a brother? Yeah,
he has a stepbrother.
He just has like a twin brother. that just shows up. It's literally him, and then Obi-Wan's like, "Am I saying shit?" It's like, "No, I'm just a brother." And then I'm like, "Okay, now it's a sitcom." Fuck.
This is getting another.
They jumped the shark.
But what's up, X-Wing? Welcome, brother.
X-Wing.
What's our next
hope it
segue?
doesn't come across. Yeah, I know that we've all pretty much overwhelmingly praised the show. But
the Leia actress, what a character is annoying and doesn't fit Leia's character. I couldn't disagree more.
I agree with you.
I think the actress is perfect, and I think the character herself is perfect. It just feels like what Leia would have been when she was younger. So, I think I'm really enjoying the character.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I hate to see that she's getting
criticism. I haven't really paid much attention to any critiques, but I'm seeing
most of it's for the Reva character, but
yeah,
people have also hated on the Leia character, saying, "Oh, she's too like bossy and annoying." I'm like, no, this is Leia.
Have you seen Leia? Yeah,
exactly. I feel like if they've released A New Hope in today's day and age, people would hate Leia's character.
I think
You make it
No, I think her character is still great in A New Hope. I think even with all
absolutely.
the poorly written female characters, I think she's still one of the greatest female characters. There's not enough of her, I don't think. But there's enough of her to realize that she's a badass. And I think that this further explains why Leia was so easy to confront Vader and call him out on his bullshit from the first moment she saw him. You know, she wasn't scared or anything, which was very interesting. But I think this just further proves it. You know, as a 10-year-old, she was just standing up and asking all these questions all the time. And it's just like, geez.
But at the same time, she's not like this irrationally like brave kid who like doesn't fear anything. Like there's a moment in the third episode where she's like realizing the gravity of the situation they're in, and she's like, I didn't mean to run away. Like I do it all the time. I didn't think anything would happen. It's like she's still a child, and I think they've really nailed her character. And I think the actress is one of the best child actors I've ever seen. And I historically
hard to find a good child actor.
It is. I historically don't like child actors, but she's killing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. What was I gonna say? Oh, well, this is actually a really interesting comment. I didn't realize that was hated by older audiences in 1977. I guess because like maybe that was kind of the beginning of like a progressive kind of approach to filmmaking. Maybe I don't know. I doubt it though. I feel like there was a couple before that.
I feel like there was also more misogyny back then. I don't know.
Oh,
I feel like you can't be as openly misogynistic these days.
For sure. Yeah. Where we're do you guys want to pay respects to the stormtrooper that got cut in half?
Oh my god.
He's coming back.
This new fixation with cutting people in half.
He's coming back.
See, I'm really glad Disney hasn't like toned it down, because I remember there was a they said the original Obi-Wan script was too bleak and they changed it. So I'm like, oh, so the show's not going to be dark. No, no, we still got a very dark show. Vader,
Yeah.
limbs being chopped off, the stormtrooper cut in half, and it just gives me Revenge of the Sith vibes because that's more of like the darker Star Wars film. It feels like a sequel to Revenge of the Sith almost.
Yeah.
The Kenobi show so far, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
We love you too, Obsession. Don't worry.
Oh no!
Oh no, they're back.
Back. This isn't a spice dream.
Jesus. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the stormtrooper's coming back, dude. He's gonna get dumped off on a garbage planet. He's gonna make like these spider legs.
And he's just gonna yell Kenobi.
Yeah. And then his brother's gonna come, and then they're gonna
Oh my god.
I'm looking forward to that spin-off show.
TK dash something. But
Oh yeah, and then Quinlan Voss was mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
let's
yes.
talk about that.
That was a cool. I was surprised they did that, honestly. But it was very appreciated.
So I wonder if we're gonna get like any cameo characters in this show because Cal Kestis would be like around his Fallen Order age now, but I feel like he's doing his own things. We won't see him, but I feel like there is a potential for cameos, but is it needed? Probably not.
It's I guess they announced at Celebration that the second Fallen Order game is taking place, I think, at the exact same time as Kenobi.
Yeah, 10 years.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
we could see him.
maybe we could see Cal then.
Like
The one
Kenobi's
thing I just want to
overlooking.
see, I think Alex mentioned this before, is some flashback scenes of
Yes.
not just scenes we have seen, but new scenes of Clone Wars, Satine, just like a Clone Wars flashback. I feel like that's needed.
Mhm.
And that would just be such a missed opportunity if they don't do that.
Seeing clones in a flashback would be great too.
I want to see them reference like the Clone Wars show at some point. Like I want a Clone Wars show reference from like preferably from Kenobi. That'd be cool.
They're just like, Dave Filoni, dude, he made this great TV show called Clone Wars. They just openly say that.
That's not quite what I had in mind, but
that's how it was funny. That's how I interpreted it at first. I'm just like, what? But yeah, no.
I mean, Kinlan Ross was mentioned, so that's kind of a Clone Wars reference. But yeah, we want something
do you
more,
think
obviously.
O'Shea Jackson's playing Quinlan?
No, I'm gonna say no.
Okay. What do you guys think, Tara and Kat?
If Quinlan appears in this show?
Well, so O'Shea's in the credits, is Ice Cube's son. He does kind of look like him too. Would you see him being Quinlan Voss?
I think it can work. But yeah, I think it can definitely work. But I haven't even like considered a fan cast for Quinlan before, so
yeah, I haven't pictured it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it took me off guard too. Oh, Hondo with Johnny Depp.
Oh my goodness.
That would be cool. Although he's never gonna work for Disney again, apparently. So
yeah,
that's
KD brings up a good point here. It's concerning that Watto has not appeared yet. I thought it was a no-brainer.
Oh.
Watto is the greatest Star Wars character of all time, and to not use him would be an injustice.
I'm waiting for Dex. I want that Dex cameo.
Dex.
Yes. Some Dexter flashbacks.
See, these are the flashbacks we need.
Like I remember
that
beautiful Jedi mullet, and now it is no longer there.
I just want one flashback of Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Well, I mean, currently he's kind of unconscious, so that would be a perfect time for him to have flashbacks.
True,
so start of episode 4 would open with like a flashback scene. Fingers crossed.
They stick him in a Bacta tank, and he has the old Boba Fett.
Get all the cybernetics from the Boba Fett TV show.
Yeah. They fly to
See,
Tatooine.
the one thing with Star Wars is there's been a lot of fake out deaths recently. And they've kind of done that with the Grand Inquisitor. They did that with the Gunslinger and Boba Fett. People even saying Cad Bane could still be alive because after he got killed, there was a beeping sound on his chest. So, yeah, it happens a lot. But that's the fun of Star Wars, I guess.
Like I say, no one's really dead in Star Wars till you see the body.
Yeah, they were saying. Well, they're also saying there's no way the Grand Inquisitor is dead because you didn't see. Yeah. Wait, exactly what you just said. Wait, what? Oh my
He
god.
was looking really dead though. Like they
Yeah,
show him
but
laying on
His
the
Yeah.
eyes were
ground.
open.
Yeah, he was looking really not good. But he had he'll be back. I want to. If anything,
He's
I
good.
hope maybe he's the one who takes out Reva. Like I don't know.
Season
This
2 's
sounds bad.
confirmed?
I don't want her to necessarily.
No,
Yeah,
season
die,
2
but
is not confirmed.
was
So
just
that's still okay.
I think it might
Ewan
happen.
and stuff just said, "Oh, we would love to do another one," but
Would
at
you
the
guys
moment,
want
it's
one?
well, it depends how
It depends on how this comes
season
out.
1 ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't say until we've seen this one.
And I want to see a better Mustafar
You didn't like
production
it?
design. It's a little
I-
cheap looking.
I don't like the throne room. That's the only.
Yeah,
I think
it's-
everything else looks fine. Throne room looked gross.
Yeah, it didn't look very good.
I like your use of the word gross throughout your reviews, Zach.
Like there was no dramatic
Is
pan
the
in from
Obi-Wan
underneath.
show gross?
Not clickbait.
No.
Yeah, I just
I
felt like
mean-
it was lacking a lot of cinematic movements with the camera. The editing seemed very lanky. Anything with Vader in that throne room scene, it just didn't feel right. Maybe too many cuts. Maybe the holograms didn't look good. There's just something about that entire scene there that looked weird. Even Vader getting assembled a little bit looked a little funky. I don't know what you guys thought. I think him.
I mean, at the time, it looked a bit like a cinematic from like a game, but for the
Yeah.
most part, I thought it looked fine.
That's what I thought it looked like, and I was just kind of like, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm happy I see him, but it would have been nice if it looked a little like Revenge of the Sith, at least. Like, I don't know. There's just something about the way Revenge of the Sith looks that's just fucking perfect, and there hasn't been a
Yep.
single Star Wars show that looks like that. Aside from Rogue One, which looked great too, and Andor, which is probably going to look great. I just haven't seen that look yet that I miss from that I've always associated with Star Wars. Dude, these motherfuckers.
God, again.
We need to figure out how to just block them before they even come in. I don't know how to do that.
What is it about our stream that they really like?
I don't know.
We're all beautiful people,
They want us to join the 18 plus dates.
especially Terrastone. I mean, look at his face.
I know it's
Yeah.
good, isn't it?
And it's definitely not a TS. That's what his face looks like.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's what
Well,
all
I
Australians
just
look like.
checked Twitter. Sorry to change the topic. And 28 minutes ago, a rumor of season 2 of Obi-Wan did just come out.
So that person wasn't lying.
No, a rumor
Sorry,
did just
we all
come out.
shamed you. We were like, they haven't announced that
Or
yet."
the source is lying.
The
Yes,
reason I think
like
they're
you can't trust leaks until they're fully confirmed, but there is a rumor going around.
the reason I think it'll happen is it set record. It's like setting viewership records, and you know how Disney loves their money. So I think they're gonna make it happen, especially since everyone said that they'd like to do another one.
Well, yeah, I mean, the premiere of Kenobi was like the biggest Disney Plus
Yeah,
release ever. So I wouldn't doubt it. As long as they just continue to improve, that's all I want.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel like he can only do so much in this time period. Because there has to be a point where he gets back to Tatooine and just stays there to exclusively look over Luke.
yeah.
So if this series, if the first season ends with him going back to Tatooine, and then season 2 he goes off planet again, I feel like the impact of that would be reduced a little bit. It'll be a bit weird if he leaves Tatooine yet again. So
yeah,
Yeah.
if there is a second, yep, sorry.
I could see him. Yeah, like I think what you're about to say. If there is a season 2, I think it has to be.
Yep.
Like a smaller
On
scale
Tatooine.
on Tatooine. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, so all four of us are all, very cautiously optimistic. Let's bring in a nihilist who hates everything about the show.
Oh, God.
X-Wing.
What?
Oh, God.
That's
Here we
kind of
go.
a rough
Just
intro.
kidding, just
The
kidding.
bad man is here.
This is my brother X-Wing who just got off work. I appreciate you joining us, dude. Everyone,
Yeah.
if you don't know X-Wing, he's someone who
You should
streams
know him.
way more than any human it should be capable of. But he's always active, always live, always has great discussions, and he has an awesome community. So
Ugh,
after the stream,
I'm a
go check him out
pariah
for
now.
sure. For sure, dude. So anyway, now that you are here with us, X-Wing, you don't have to, I guess, relive your horror as you say it. But if you want to kind of flesh out some of the reasons why you didn't, I guess, it didn't live up to your expectations, you have the floor.
Well, it's tough, and I won't be too long-winded on this because it seems like it's been a very positive stream, and I don't want to take it to a negative place at all. But even then, and most of the stuff I've been saying, I don't feel like I'm being like overly negative about it. I'm not spitting at the foaming at the mouth and spitting mad about anything. I just don't think it got the attention it needed for something of this scale. Every time I go on somebody else's channel, it starts muting me. I think YouTube's listening and they're just like, stop talking.
No way.
That's what happens. No, but I agree 100%, dude. I think, earlier in the stream, we were talking about like, the way it unfolded didn't bother me as much as the way it looked. And a lot of the production designs, the design, even the looks of the sabers, a lot of it just felt very, high budget fan film and not the Star Wars that we know and love. Which I could look past for a lot of it, just for the sake of being able to finally see this all unfolding and seeing the cool Vader snapping necks and stuff, But I mean to relay, I was talking about this earlier, to relay on your point about kind of how you felt about it. Theory just straight up was extremely confused and didn't like the way they showed Vader at the end of his stream. I don't know if that's still how he feels. I caught the end of his stream talking to his audience, but I guess he felt like it wasn't true to the character. Do you feel like that too, or do you just overall not like the way it looked and a couple of the potential? It's like mostly like just wasted potential that could have been, in your opinion, also.
Yeah,
but like
100%. I mean, I made this video and I said like everything's there, all of the ingredients are there for this to be amazing, and it's just not for me. I mean, the actors are doing a good job. I think there's nothing really to complain about there. The problem for me is how they shot it and the script writing, just the writing in general. It's just not really landing for me. And I think the choreography as well. So it all just kind of took me out of it. And like I said, like, I'm not even mad, dude. Just have fun with it, Disney. Just have fun.
Yeah, as long as you treat it as like, it's nowhere near the contempt that I have for the Halo series, but in a way, it's
do not remind me of that, please.
There's
Alex.
there's a lot about like how the IPs just feel different between Lucas and Disney. So I guess if you can compartmentalize at least the slightest, maybe you can cope with it a little bit better. But I just realized the wasted potential, like for Kenobi when he first confronted him and how he didn't say anything. There was a whole lot that could have been said, whether it's about Padme or whatever, but I just kind of gave it the benefit of the doubt, as in he's in shock, he's dealing with all this stuff. Oh my god, dude.
Every time, every time.
I don't know how to stop that.
You're getting
pretty sure in the channel analytics you can actually block people from commenting on your channel. I'm not sure if that works for live streams.
But that's a new one. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah.
God damn it. Who's doing that? Oh my god. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But
the missed potential of Kenobi talking.
Oh yeah. Well, I gave it the benefit of the doubt because they're gonna meet again inevitably, and maybe he'll be able to be himself and actually be Kenobi to Vader, because he was just in shock and awe literally the entire time, and just PTSD'd out and not able to, I guess, form even thoughts. So I mean, that's fine.
Well, just to build on top of that, in A New Hope, Vader says, "When I left you, I was but a learner." So I feel like in the next battle, Obi-Wan is totally going to wreck Vader, like get him good, because he says, "When I left you, I was but a learner." In this episode, he was definitely not a learner. He completely demolished Kenobi. So I feel like in the next battle, we may see something different.
Well, yeah, he has to win for sure, or do something that catches him off guard. But I don't even know if Vader would consider himself a learner 10 years after, unless he really gets beaten terribly. But I don't see that happening, because he doesn't have that long.
I'm interested to see whether
I still think he's referencing Revenge of the Sith in that line, because that's when he left him as
true.
So I don't think any of these battles that they're going to have are going to have any bearing on that conversation. It may not be as seamless as it once was in terms of canon and because that they've met a couple times in between, but it is what it is.
No, that's a good point.
X-Wing, I wanted to say this to you. We talked about this earlier, but I guess I watched the trailer again and I realized like Reva is like deflecting blaster bolts in Inquisitorius, She turns good and helps Obi-Wan escape, doesn't she?
Hey, no.
That's what I feel
Stop
like.
it.
is
No
happening.
spoilers, but
Stop
we hope
it.
that's
No,
not
he
happening.
doesn't know. X-Wing doesn't know. He stopped looking at spoilers. He only knew the first.
Oh,
3
you
episodes.
stopped.
Yeah. He only knew
Yeah.
the first 3 episodes, so I feel like at least.
Oh, so
my
you were
perspective-
caught up now with your.
Yeah, he said 90% of it was
For
right.
the most part, yeah. For the most part, there's some stuff towards the end I'm still keyed in on, but I mean, the middle stuff was mostly non-existent, so I didn't really mess with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I started thinking about it and I realized that's probably what's going to happen. And if that happens, I'm going to be extremely upset. If it doesn't, great. But I just feel like Leia's going to turn her or something. It just seems really predictable. It's kind of sad, but we have 3 more episodes to see.
They could do something. They could totally do something. You never know. You know what I mean? But it's been a little bit of a weak showing so far, in my opinion, in a couple aspects.
And more than a couple, I would say. But I feel like overall, I mean, the general consensus here is it's working. If it gets progressively worse, it'll be very sad. But rumors that there's a season 2 coming out, it better be fan-fucking-tastic for the next 3 episodes. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
Yeah. They can really only go up from here, kind of, in terms of like what Kenobi's going to do, like Vader's potential, everything with the story could really only go up from here. So,
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of good stuff because he's been trying to communicate with Qui-Gon. So for like next episode or the episode after, we'll definitely get that.
He needs to have an episode where he faces what he is. Like,
yep.
Like he needs to get himself out of this rut, and I'm looking forward to that episode.
But as I was saying before, the start of next episode is the most perfect opportunity to see flashbacks because everyone's currently unconscious for being burnt. So
yeah,
I feel like next episode could even be that episode where he communicates with Qui-Gon and then learns to accept what he has done, what he has become, and then to move on. So I feel like that could be that episode, hopefully at least.
Obi-Wan was never a coward before the show. Yeah. But I mean,
if you think about it, you
so
lose who's pretty much a brother to you to the dark side. You think he's dead. All of your Jedi friends are dead or in exile. You're going to have PTSD. So exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like after that, you're going to be a completely different person.
He's also not, I wouldn't say he's a coward. He still draws Darth Vader away from Leia. Like he still puts his neck on the line to save Leia. Like that's not a coward. He just gets slapped around.
Yeah, he's just tired of it. Like I guess, which is like surprising. Like he totally, like he's still halfway in and halfway out, whereas a lot of people are just completely out and they leave. Yep. But it just takes the call to Leia or call of Luke to have him do kind of anything, which is interesting after 10 years. But yeah,
up on Kenobi. That's Vader, dude. Like he's been in it. You know what I mean? And Kenobi's been out of it. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
Maybe how it is executed.
And he watched Vader kill children. I mean, like, what's he gonna do there? There were Inquisitors out there. There were like a ton of stormtroopers. It was Vader. Like, you're not gonna be able to do anything. Even Prime Obi-Wan wouldn't have been able to do anything in that situation.
Completely unmatched.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm. You obviously know what I think is gonna happen, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Is there any shot that Reva discovers that Leia is Anakin's child?
I feel like there's a possibility she'll sense she is force sensitive, and that'll remind her of her youngling self. You see, I'm hope this is not the case, but there's a lot of foreshadowing of her turning. So maybe the way she turns, she realizes Leia is a youngling. Well, she's force sensitive, which reminds her of herself when she was a youngling in the temple, and she's like, I don't want the same thing to happen to Leia what happened to me, and then saves her. I hope this doesn't happen, but I feel like it's a distinct possibility.
I don't want her to turn good. I just
Thanks, Aiden. Yeah, she better not. She should not. Leia should be unknown until return. That's just how it should be. Except by obviously her parents and like a couple other people who realize she was adopted, but they don't know that she's a Skywalker. So yeah, it just seems very contrived, and a lot of it just seems very like easy and not well kind of thought out or well written, which is what X-Wing was saying and what we've been saying. But it's just we just need people who know how to write really well and have a passion for Star Wars writing for these shows, because if they don't, it just comes across as very generic.
Yeah, it's kind of easy.
Yeah, it's just too. It's just, it doesn't feel earned. You don't feel like you've earned anything the past 3 episodes. You feel kind of cheated in a way. Like there's not a whole lot that was like that flipped your mind. Like, oh my god, like the very obvious oh my god scenes are great, but there's not anything that's almost like a twist or like a oh my god no way or like a oh I didn't even think about that. Like I love those moments, and there's none of them at all. The Kenobi having a brother was like the only thing where I was like, oh, that was a nice little thing. Like that was cute, but that's very few and far in between for sure.
Actually, X-Wing, what's your thoughts on the Andor trailer?
Oh, that looks so good.
Yep. I'm in the same boat.
It looks so good. I will tell you this much, and I'll probably get muted halfway through my sentence here, but I would say the cinematography for Andor is leaps and bounds above what Kenobi did. I mean, it looks gorgeous, And how does that happen?
I don't know. That's like my biggest gripe is that they like the Obi-Wan show is. I think they should have known that it's like the biggest show that it's bigger than The Mandalorian. It's bigger than anything.
If they don't, that's just emblematic of what's happening over there right now.
Yeah. It's like, so why wouldn't you hire the best? Why wouldn't you give it the biggest budget?
Kathleen's like, Mandalorian's our biggest thing. Like, we'll just not worry about Kenobi. And then Kenobi ends up being the biggest thing on Disney Plus, and then they're just like, "Oh, that was a surprise." It's like,
I didn't think people liked the prequels. What coming? The heck? Yeah, I had no idea.
Out of all of the shows, this is the one they needed to be the best of the best in every single aspect.
Yeah,
like even the editing. I think Zach mentioned this before. The editing was even pretty poor in some places. Not in a lot of places, but in the fight between Vader and Obi-Wan, they did so many quick cuts to try add tension. You don't need tension. It's Vader fighting Obi-Wan.
Yeah, the weird establishing shot from far away.
Yeah, Vader looks so weird.
Yeah,
it's just the editing. Almost, this is a big Disney production. It's Kenobi. You need it to look like Andor.
It's almost like the editor was like, "You guys have any like establishing shots? Like, oh, our buddy filmed something. Do you want it? Do you want that?" It's like, yeah, we'll just use that.
Get the intern.
Yeah, they like didn't have that originally, but he had to like get that establishing shot, and now he's like, okay, now it looks good. We need to know where they are in a minefield with a bunch of.
I think the most
dirt.
The most jarring cut I saw was when Kenobi initially runs and like Vader ignites his lightsaber, and then he like runs off screen, and then the very next cut is him like it makes it look like he's running back
right back in the same spot.
It's like, that's film school 101. Like, how are you screwing that up? Like, you don't do that.
It could have been a different dirt pile. Like, you never know. I don't know.
Well, in canon, that dirt pile on the left side is actually touched by Padme during Clone Wars. So because of that, it's force sensitive and
deep cut. You got Corin Horn. I don't know if you guys saw that.
What's that?
Oh,
you just got muted.
Corin Horn from the X-Wing books. He's the force sensitive pilot. He was the kid with the mom that was escaping off the planet with the fake.
No way!
Oh, really?
Oh.
We didn't read the books you wrote, X-Wing.
Sorry.
It's like
I know.
His name is X-Wing. Written by X-Wing. It's like, wait, I thought you just liked X-Wing. It's like, no, that's just my actual name. I'm like, oh, yeah, I hate X-Wings.
yeah, right now everyone does.
Oh my god.
I just remembered this isn't so much editing, but just the way it was shot. But do you remember episode 2 where Leia falls down and Obi-Wan saves her with the Force?
Yeah.
Like, as soon as Leia touches the ground, it does like a quick cut, and Obi-Wan's on the ground already.
He's already on the...
He's like, how did that happen?
Force speed.
Quick.
Duh.
He's a Jedi.
Yeah, but he hasn't really used the Force.
No, he hasn't. Kind of hard to explain that one away.
Have you been getting a lot of flack, X-Wing, for your views on the show?
I don't know if flack is the right word. I think a lot of people are just like thinking I've turned into some kind of like grifter or something. And like, I feel like they're all valid criticisms, but I don't know. People love sensationalism. They like to put people in boxes. So
I got that with Boba Fett. Yeah, people did not like some of the things I had to say about that show.
We had a lot more people on our side for that, though.
No, yeah, it was just a
You know?
few. But like, I can't imagine like with this show. Like, obviously Boba Fett's one thing, but this is Obi-Wan.
Yeah, this is like it could be terrible, but it's still the God's gift to the Earth.
What?
Come on, X-Wing. Come on, X-Wing.
Come on, man.
Come on, X-Wing. That's what he paid for. We have to say it from now. Anything else you want to say to X-Wing? We'll keep grilling him.
I want to make a T-shirt that just says "Come on, X-Wing."
Come on, X-Wing. Oh, but that could that could be misconstrued a little bit.
Nope, not going there.
Is this an adult stream now?
I mean, the comments would suggest yes, it is.
Yeah, that's foreshadowing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh.
It ends with everyone saying, "Come on, X-Wing," or
I
something
just
else.
realized what we're talking.
Oh.
You guys are in the gutter. Sheesh.
Yeah.
That was like adult stream. What do you mean?
Oh.
Right.
Actually, did we even get back to the poll to see the results?
Oh yeah. Currently,
With one vote from X-Wing.
What grade would you give Obi-Wan Kenobi so far? 50% have given it an A, 28% have given it a B, 15% have given it a C, and X-Wing and 8% have given it a D to F.
And then the X-Wing section below it, 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't even watched it.
Oh god.
You're like, dude, I hate all of this, and then like you like list all these things. It's like, dude, none of that's in the show. Have you even seen it? It's like, oh no, I haven't seen the show. But I hate this and that, and I hate that dirt thing that I saw in a trailer. It's just
gathered it all from the leaks.
Yeah,
that was one of them. That was another leak that came out. That was something. Was that fight in the dirt piles?
I unfortunately saw that when he gets force pushed.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that one too.
Yeah. Did you get Zach? Did you see it?
I saw nothing, man.
Yeah, I saw that leak, and I was like,
it was like a behind the scenes of them rehearsing.
The camera guy
scene.
fucking filming it, and I'm like, what a fucking piece of shit.
Jesus, we should kill him.
Let's dox him and murder. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we have adult ads. Yeah, we do have adult ads.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got sponsors.
Yeah, we have Cam Girl sponsors. God damn it.
Better than Tinder. Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool touch.
I am cameo.
Where? Who?
So the girl who was offering spice to Obi-Wan in the second episode.
Was that his daughter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. No wonder she gave him a freebie.
And she's like, "You'll forget you even have a daughter if you take this."
Oh, that's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
see, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, X-Wing got muted again.
What's happening?
Disney knows that he doesn't like Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So
the internet is like, Grifter.
We don't want to give him a platform.
The internet is like, come on, X-Wing.
Come on.
Yeah, he's like, Ewan's like, no, Obi-Wan's like, I have many daughters. He's just like, oh man, I need to see like, a flashback of Obi-Wan just, at the club, just being Obi-Wan.
I've spread my seed across the galaxy.
He's like, I live a full life. It's like Luke. No, there's like a new like addition to the lore in the comics where Obi-Wan gives Luke the sex talk.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
That's reaction.
Where did we just take this? Oh God.
That's the post-credit scene of the final episode.
It's a post-credit scene. Yeah.
Things are going to start happening to your body, Luke.
Ooh, what if there's like what if it ends? What if the series ends with like deleted scenes from A New Hope that they remastered? That weren't used from something that Alex says or something, maybe that they didn't utilize that no one's seen. That'd be pretty cool.
I have the similar reaction to X-Wing. I don't want them to do that.
Leave it alone. Leave Lucas alone.
It's already dead.
It's like a bloopers reel, like like that section where C-3PO fell over and broke a bunch of shit. In the Revenge, yeah, it's like Alec just like falling over, and it's like, oh shit. It's like, wait, this wasn't the actual like deleted scene we were supposed to remaster. He's like, oh well, you guys sent me this one. It's like, oh well, Didn't you question? It's just Alec falling over, and then George saying, "Are you okay?" Oh man.
Yeah, I think to answer this question, I think that Vader just makes constant alterations to his suit over the years, and that's probably the explanation for that.
Yeah, that's how I got over it.
Like how Vader's was a one piece instead of two.
Yeah,
When
because
they dropped it, it was the mask and the top of the helmet at the same time.
Oh,
You see?
I saw that. Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Uh-oh.
Broke Canon.
We're gonna end stream there. I'm pissed off. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no,
Oh, the
they're
bot's back.
Ooh.
God damn it.
Somehow the bot has returned.
I just love the language in it because it never makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, watch. Oh, I'm not gonna say it, but
It's one of our viewers doing it for sure.
yeah.
Because like they're like as we get each one, it's progressively changing into something that's like, you know, related to what we're talking about.
Oh my god, dude. Satisfy my wishes online. X-Wing, maybe you can ask them to make Kenobi better.
That was a good one.
Wait, so if I'm naked, Kenobi will get better? It's like, yes. Yes, it will.
I thought the Anakin illusion was awesome, dude. That gave me
Yeah.
goosebumps. God, that
Me
gave me
too.
goosebumps. That was like the
It was
first
shot
time
like
I
a
felt
horror
something.
film. It was great.
Yeah.
It was cool.
He was doing the whole like the thing he did on Mustafar after he killed all that. Yeah, it was good.
What was even better was that it didn't even really zoom in so you could see him. It was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what made it scary because it's like oh shit, wait, who is that? And then you just like go in a little closer and then you see it's Anakin and then it's like all of a sudden he's
That was cool.
I first thought, I was like, is this someone that just looks like Hayden and it's gonna be like just some random farmer dude? And I was like, no, that is Hayden Christensen.
At first I thought he was like seeing his younger self and I was like, interesting. I was like, oh wait, no, it's Anakin.
It's his brother.
It's his brother.
Yeah.
Obi
He was
too.
a Jedi too.
What does he live? What planet was? I can't even remember the name of the planet. It's like Nevada. It just straight up looks like Nevada.
Oh, Mapuzo.
Mapuza.
Right. We already talked about this. I love the soundtrack for that. Like the theme from Mapuzo, it was so good. And I get Sam Kim to make like a rendition of it so I can listen to it more.
Just get someone who is a Star Wars fan to compose stuff. John Williams can only do so much, you know.
Yeah.
Like honestly, Mandalorian and Boba Fett, they were great. Like the themes, a lot of the themes in this were great. But like, you know, for a guy who
I just want some prequel tracks used again, or just even at least a couple of notes,
or even like an
from,
original track that just is great.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't like the Kenobi theme really at all.
It's like
I like it, but I'm just a whore for John, so that's probably just
Oh,
me,
you like
but,
the
I mean,
Kenobi theme?
I do, yeah, and
I
but
didn't like
I
it.
think like yeah, more use of some tracks to trigger emotions. Like the one I think about is, and I can't remember the name of it, but when Anakin is like just about to go like haywire on the Tuscans, and you get the strings, they're like, I think that'd be really cool to use when like, you know, Obi-Wan is just finding out that Anakin is still alive. Like, you know, get that emotion back. Wow, look at that.
You like that? Even losers. Are they calling us losers?
Do you got a link or something? Cause look.
I can't believe they're so active this stream. Like,
I
what is
need
going
to
on?
figure out how to block that for next stream
Yeah.
because that's
Let's
it's like
start it-
actually pissing me off now.
Let's turn it to a positive. Like our viewership has been amazing. Thank you guys so much. Like I think we've had like a maximum of like 70 people in here. Like
Yeah.
oh wow.
thank you guys. Leave a like, subscribe if you're not already.
Yeah, and
helps
tune in
us.
next week for
Hey,
more.
turn the
Kenobi fun.
notifications on.
Tune in next week to find out if X-Wing still hates Kenobi.
My head might be exploded. I don't know.
We're gonna do a Terrastone face reveal next week.
Yeah, we'll see about that. It'll just be a Watto mask. I'll be like,
It's
Zach
like
Yeah. Yes.
I tell you what, if I love the episode, let's get a Terrastone face reveal. Oh god.
I love that
I'm gonna
we're
change the
all
next episode so you hate it
volunteering.
next week.
Oh my god, dude.
It can be in Alex's hot tub stream. We can make that happen.
We actually could do that.
Polynesians, bro.
Yeah. The evil Ewok hot tub stream. And we'll call X-Wing down.
It's 4 dudes in a hot tub and then Cat by herself over here. Just like,
all of us 6 feet apart, of course.
Of course.
In a
two guys
in like a
chilling in a hot tub.
4 guys, 1 hot tub. Yeah. Then I'll fly Terrastone over too.
Cheers, mate.
We'll all wear Ewok costumes.
Oh, yeah, at least like the little Ewok like beanie with the ears on it.
We'll just be sweating profusely.
Full costumes.
Yeah.
In the water.
Yeah.
The water's like 105 degrees and we're like in pain.
We're dying.
Worth it.
My God.
That's gonna be our 24-hour stream. Who can survive the longest in the hot
Oh,
tub?
God.
We'd like actually just die. Like, oh man.
I'm already dead inside, so I'll probably take that one.
Okay. First one to die wins $20,000.
We just
Like,
take
well,
we all take hands and we're like, ooh, ooh,
Oh my God.
I love it.
Yeah, it'd be pretty weird, but I'd be there for it.
Oh, that would be funny.
I actually sell like
that would
full
be trying
Ewok
something new.
costumes.
I'm sure they do. I saw a giant-sized Ewok at a celebration. There was,
Yeah,
an adult
probably
sized
like
Ewok.
$600 for like the full costume. So we'll just splurge
Worth
a little
it.
bit. Yeah. And then we'll ruin them by going in the Polynesian spa with them.
Yeah.
And sweating profusely.
On the label, it's like, do not take these in hot water.
Oh man. I'm like sweating now. That's so funny.
Just the thought of this.
Cat is dying right now.
Come on,
Don't
just
die
try
yet. You have to wait until the spa.
Yeah. Come on,
Come on,
Cat.
New
Try
Zealand.
something new.
Oh God. I'll be the lifeguard. How about that?
See ya, Alice.
Bye, Alice.
Yeah.
Love you.
Much love, Alice. I'll miss you. I'll think about you till next week. I miss you. My
Yeah, I
favorite.
agree. I don't like the way their Inquisitors are
viewer.
written.
Yeah, they're written pretty bad. And Kang sounds really funky most of the time.
Yeah.
Like
And
his voice is cool sometimes, but like his dialogue is so like
He
generic.
talks like this.
It's cliche.
Every
his
time.
words are so cliche. Everything that he says is so cliche. It's like sad, but I mean,
Little,
at least he,
little forced.
yeah, at least he kind of looks cool.
I think he looks bad. Because
Oh, you don't like the way he looks?
He looks cool in Rebels. He looks like a shark in Rebels.
I caught so much hell for that. I'm like, he looks great, and everybody's like, you're an idiot. He looks terrible. I'm like,
Come on,
and
X-Wing.
then
Come
you're
on,
like,
X-Wing.
you're like, okay, actually, he looks terrible. No, X-Wing, he looks great. Fuck you.
stop
Yeah,
being a grifter.
Yeah, yeah. Just stop like shilling for your audience now, X-Wing. God. Yeah, literally. I think this is my last straw with Disney. Yeah, Ice Cube's son's gonna be
Quinlan, maybe.
Quinlan. Luke. Oh no.
It's just a grown ass man.
Oh no. He's just like, wait. Wait, aren't you a child? It's like I'm 10.
I
He's
could
like,
be a Luke.
No, it's like Benchwarmers, like the baseball player.
I'm
where he has-
12.
I am 12. Yeah, he has like he wrote it in
$50
crayon.
bill.
He's like, yeah, this was passed down to me from my father. It's like I'm 12. It's just written in crayon.
Or it's like,
It's like, oh, well, he has documentation.
it's like in Hangover. Obi-Wan gets back. He's like, "Where's Luke?" And he's like, "I could be your Luke."
Oh no. Yeah. He's like, put this on. Yeah, like,
Wear this white shirt.
yeah. That'll do just fine.
No, the Inquisitors are all dead by that time, Brody. I think the last one dies in Rebels season 2. They all
Yeah,
die.
Brody just learned about like the Inquisitor.
Oh yeah,
storyline.
yeah. They're
Yeah.
they all get wrecked.
Yeah. That's why we don't see him in the original trilogy or anything. Well, anyway, any last minute thoughts? Should we like get away from Kenobi for a bit and just talk about Andor and Ahsoka with X-Wing? Come on, X-Wing.
I need if we're gonna do the shirt, it's got to be Joe Biden doing it, saying, "Come on, X-Wing." I would love that.
For some reason, my comments kept on getting deleted on your Order 66 video, which was really good.
Explain yourself.
What did you say? I don't know. There's some comments that just don't pass YouTube's things.
Maybe it was posting the adult links.
Oh,
Yeah, we found our culprit.
Somebody told me I needed mental help when I put out my video about Kenobi. They're like, "Don't be afraid to get some mental help."
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, it's actually not a bad
Dude,
idea.
you deal with all sorts of crazy stuff on the internet, so you just gotta get used to it.
I like
It sucks, but I mean, the people who enjoy your content and are there for you, it's way better than the people who aren't there for you. So, Cat knows, Terrastone knows, Zach knows.
Like my wall light. It's always
Zach's
there for
wall
me.
light knows.
Exactly.
Okay, I missed something.
Yes, Andor, the new
it's
James
Zach's
Bond.
wall light. It's
Yeah.
with the profile picture.
Yeah,
Nice.
Hello there.
Killer.
I think Alex's plant might make an appearance on this stream. I don't know where he's at, but
Alex's plant. Come on.
we shall see. He's actually not in frame anymore.
Come on. Alex's plant is like the Reva of plants. Like, it's all about Zach's wall
It's a
light.
money tree. It's like the best tree ever. Come on, X-Wing.
Come on, X-Wing.
Try something new.
We are all X-Wings at the end of the day. Yeah, pretty much. I want to see you all in London. Yeah. I mean, I'm going.
Big fingers crossed.
X-Wing's going to go too. Terrastone's going to go too.
Do you just
And
make
then-
decisions?
And,
Can you
and then
imagine?
Lin-
I didn't make San Diego, but I could make.
You just get sponsored to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we are going to give we're gonna start a GoFundMe for the Evil Ewok podcast so everyone else can go.
Nice.
It'll be like a fundraiser, but it'll actually just be like to send Cat and Sack to. What about Y-Wings or A-Wings? Yeah. What about them?
Great.
Come on, Y-Wings.
Never going to be as good as an X-Wing, but they are great.
You're pretty biased there.
Yeah. I'm shipsist.
Anyway, all right. I
Anyway.
think that concludes everything that we have to say. Do you guys have any last minute thoughts? Whatever? Anything? Any predictions that we
that's
haven't talked about? Is that everything?
I think so.
Alrighty. Then on that note, thanks everyone. We still have 39 viewers. We had like 75 or something at one point. That's awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you so
guys.
much
Yeah.
for popping in.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
We'll
everyone.
see you guys next week. I think we'll just continue to keep doing it every Thursday. It kind of works out best for everyone. As long as Kat isn't going and filming any more films, she'll be back.
Not
we are
for
having-
now.
We are having the cosplayer Ray Connects on next week to discuss her Sakura film, as well as just talk about Kenobi. Got to meet her at Celebration. She's a wonderful person. She was on our stream before too, for those of you who've been around that long. But
It was a great
yeah.
time.
our plan here is to just have an open discussion, good or bad, about everything Star Wars, and not have any grifters X-Wing on our stream. But
That's why
No.
we're here.
Because of Obi-Wan.
But thanks again, X-Wing, for popping on, dude. You really dedicate a lot of time to other creators. You're an awesome person. Much love, dude. Same to you, Terrastone. I love you, brother.
Yep,
Definitely
thanks very
come on
much.
again. Good luck with your wisdom teeth removal.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
God.
happening. I have to leave in a little over an hour or two to get that done.
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
Get those drugs, dude.
Oh, we're
Get
looking
that-
forward
get
to that
good.
part. Get
Oh,
the
yeah.
death sticks
Dude,
afterwards.
it's
but
gonna
yeah.
be so great. Hopefully,
Dude.
hopefully you heal fast and you have extra Vicodin and stuff. Oh my god.
Oh,
Hopefully,
God.
It's
hopefully.
such a great. It's so great. Like
they have-
you'll sleep so well. It's insane.
Do they have do they have kangaroos knock them out?
Yeah, we've got the boxing
They don't
kangaroos.
actually have anesthesia. They just
You know,
have
yeah, we don't do
kangaroos.
GA. The kangaroo just comes over,
That's
like, here we go
natural.
again.
That's
Just-
hardcore.
Yeah,
It's
but
so
it
funny.
does do the trick, I tell you. The kangaroos, they are strong. So
They are.
yeah,
dude.
not looking forward to
we've
getting
been-
knocked out by a kangaroo, but you have to do what you have to do. So
I'm just imagining.
Normally when
like
I knock you out, the teeth come out as well. So it's
Oh my
works out
god.
I'm imagining a kangaroo in like a dentist like.
That's what I was
coat.
just thinking. There's just like a cage that says local anesthetic, and there's just a kangaroo.
You're like, am I high or is this actually happening? And then it just.
He's like, all right, close your eyes.
Oh, it's too funny.
This really went off the rails.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, if you use kangaroos as anesthesia, I think that's a good sign that you shouldn't go to Australia. But anyway, all right.
All right,
We're gonna end
everybody.
there. Thanks everyone for popping in. I'll see you guys next week.